Welcome back to Crimescape. Today we will delve deep into the case of Missy Bevers. In April 2016, Midlothian, Texas, was shocked by the murder of fitness instructor Missy Bevers at Creekside Church during her usual routine, leaving the town in disbelief. The case became really famous all over the country, not just because the crime was really violent, but also because of the strange video from the church's cameras. The video showed someone we couldn't identify, wearing clothes that looked like what SWAT teams wear, and walking around the church halls before Missy came in. This mysterious person walked in a unique way and was dressed in gear that said police. This made the investigation even more confusing. The video gave some clues, but it made people wonder even more about what happened. Did someone hurt Missy on purpose? Or was it just a random bad thing that happened? Even though the police looked really hard and many people shared ideas, we still don't know who the person in the video is or why they did this. The spooky pictures from the video and the fact that we don't know what really happened keeps a lot of people interested. That's why the Missy Bevers case is one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in Texas. Missy Bevers, originally Terry Strickland, was a true small-town Texan from Midlothian. People liked her friendly nature. When she married Brandon, they had a happy life together, raising their 3 daughters and facing challenges with love. Missy really loved more than just her family. She became a fitness teacher at Camp Gladiator, and she really cared about it. It wasn't just a regular job for her, it was like a mission. She encouraged a lot of people in her community to be healthier. She made them work hard with her exciting energy and strong encouragement. Her classes were not only about exercising, but also about friends helping each other and cheering each other on. Beyond her professional commitments, Missy was a pillar in her community and church. Her faith was a guiding force in her life, and she was actively involved in church activities, often volunteering for events and outreach programs. In every role, whether as a mother, wife, instructor, or community member, Missy Bevers radiated positivity, making her untimely and tragic death all the more heartbreaking for those who knew and loved her. On a seemingly ordinary morning in April 2016, Missy Bevers arrived at Creekside Church in Midlothian, Texas. It was around 4:30 a.m., and the world outside was still shrouded in the quiet of the early hours. Missy was there to prepare for her Camp Gladiator fitness class, a routine she had followed diligently. The church's hallways echoed with silence, or so it seemed. However, by 5 a.m., a grim discovery shattered the tranquility. Students, eager for their morning workout, were met with a horrifying scene. Missy lay lifeless, her body bearing multiple puncture wounds, a testament to the violence she had endured in her final moments. But the scariest thing we learned was from the church's cameras. The video taken before Missy got there showed a mysterious person walking around the church. This person wasn't dressed like a regular trespasser, but more like a police officer with special gear. They had a helmet and a vest that said police. The way they moved around in their special clothes made the situation even spookier. The video made a lot of people wonder, who was that mysterious person? Did Missy get hurt because she happened to be there? Or was it planned beforehand? The scary pictures from the video and how terrible the crime was made a lot of people in the community and even outside of it really shocked. The investigation into Missy Bevers' sad death was full of confusing hints that didn't lead anywhere. One big mystery was the person in the church's video that they couldn't figure out. The way they walked and the word police on their vest were really interesting to the detectives. But even though they could see these things clearly, they still didn't know who the person was. At the beginning of the investigation, people naturally thought about the people who were close to Missy. Her husband, Brandon Bevers, became someone that investigators looked at because people were talking about problems in their marriage and money difficulties. But they soon realized that Brandon couldn't have done it because he proved he was far away when the bad thing happened. The investigators started looking at more family members and people Missy knew. They checked each one very carefully, but after looking, they realized none of them were involved. This made the investigators start all over again. They also found out that Missy might have been talking to people she wasn't married to. But even though this was interesting, it didn't really help them figure out what happened. Making things even more complicated, a car was seen driving around a parking lot close by on the morning Missy was hurt. The way the car was moving strangely caught people's attention, but they're not sure if it has anything to do with the murder. The investigation is still going on, and it's really puzzling for both the police and the people watching. The creepy video of the unknown person in police clothes got a lot of people's focus. It spread really fast on social media and the news, becoming really popular. People all over the country, not just in Midlothian where it happened, were talking about it. The strange way the person walked in the spooky place where it happened made a strong impression on people. Many people shared the video, hoping someone would recognize the person and help figure out who they were. Because the video became so well known, a lot of people sent tips to the police in Midlothian. They got thousands of ideas, from suggestions about who the person might be to different thoughts about what happened. The community really wanted to help and thought that maybe in all these tips, there might be one really important clue that could help solve the mystery. But even though they got so many tips, none of them actually helped. So the case is still just as puzzling as before. The town of Midlothian is usually known for its friendly community and peaceful feeling, but now everyone is really shocked and upset. Missy was a person full of energy and she cared a lot about the town. No one would have thought something bad could happen to her. The people who live there is feeling sad, like they can't believe it, and they're scared. They're having a hard time understanding how something so terrible could happen to someone from their own town. Everyone is wondering who would want to hurt Missy, and why would they do it? Years have passed since the tragic murder of Missy Bevers, but the quest for answers remains as fervent as ever. The case, while unsolved, has not been relegated to the cold case files. Instead, it continues to be treated with the urgency and attention of an active investigation by the Midlothian Police Department. To try and find new ideas and maybe find things that were missed before, new detectives have joined the team. They have a big job to look again at all the clues they collected, think about the old ideas, and talk to the people who saw things. They're hoping that these new detectives might see something others didn't, or understand things in a different way. This could help them find something important that helps solve the case. The community's unwavering support has been a constant throughout the investigation. Vigils, community meetings, and public appeals have kept Missy's memory alive and the quest for justice at the forefront. Missy's family, despite the heartbreak and the agonizing wait, remains resolute in their hope. They, along with the community, cling to the belief that justice will eventually be served, and the individual responsible for robbing them of their beloved Missy will be apprehended and held accountable. Missy Bevers' unsettling murder troubles Midlothian, but new detectives and community hope could lead to answers and closure for her family. And that's our deep dive into the chilling unsolved murder of Missy Bevers. This case continues to haunt the town of Midlothian years later. What do you think was the motive behind Missy's brutal murder? Do you have any theories on why someone would target her? If you found this video interesting, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more true crime content. Your support helps us continue investigating these troubling cases.